what is up, NPL fans? Shadi here, coach of Bayern Mewnich, and welcome to week 10 of the NPL. This week we're up against my good buddy Mr. Murkrow and his San Francisco Regigiants. As always, his link will be in the description below. Make sure to check him out. He's a really good friend of mine. He's a fantastic player, one of the best players around at the moment, or just in general. And I highly encourage you to check him out. You just saw my recording time, whatever. For some salt and some spicy memes, because he's a very much a fan of the meme sets and stuff, and just some insightful commentary when he isn't salty. So that being said, I realized before this game happened, not too long before it happened actually, that if I win and if I win out in the season, I'm guaranteed to make playoffs, and there is nothing that can stop me from doing that, except the people I play. But that's not the point. Also, I just woke up and I'm still a little sick, so like I sound weird as fuck, but whatever. In case you're wondering, wait, this isn't shoddy. It is in fact me. I'm just sick. So yeah, if I win out, then it's looking good for me. This is probably my I would say this is my most difficult match, just because Murk's team is absolutely ridiculous. Plus, as that he's one of the best players around, so not going to be an easy task to beat him, but we can try, and I'm definitely confident in the team that I end up building. So, if you didn't watch the Week 9 match, and if you didn't watch it to the end, we made a transfer. We traded Kurum in and dropped Tyrantrum and gave that to Aberforth. That's just because Kurum has much better meta matchups in the remaining games I have this season, including this one, where I wouldn't have bought Tyrantrum, I don't think, between Rachi, Terrakion, Crook, Kaleo, Suicune. I don't think I would have brought it. While Kurum has a really good matchup, and it actually dicked him last week, partially because it froze him, mainly because it froze him. So, yeah, it gave him a hard time last week, but we'll see how we can do this week. And just get into Murk's team. He has Jirachi with Z-moves, Megaladios, Togekiss, Terrakion with Z-moves, Crocodile, Kelly with Z-moves, Suicune, Gengar, Licky, Swellow, Whimsicott, and Torkoal. So, very scary team. And in my mocks, I had I think 4 or 5 mocks. I saw pretty much everything. I didn't see one Whimsicott. I saw a lot of Swellows, and I think I did not see a Crocodile. I feel like that's a thing. I feel like I haven't seen one Crocodile in my box. But that being said, those are still options. Whimsicott, he just brought it in from the bench, so not from the bench. What? This is not TBU. What the fuck? He just brought it in from a transfer. He dropped Klefki for it, which I was pretty happy about. Not gonna lie, Klefki was gonna be annoying with Spike Stack and whatnot. I would have either had to bring Skarmory or just get Hads stacked on, probably the second one. So yeah, Whimsicott is fine. So like, he can bring that because it can like Encore Manaphy into stuff. It can Encore Kurum into like an Earth Power if he expects the same set at 8 Ball, which was Sub Roost. Or was it Sub? No, it was Roost, Ice Beam, Earth Power. I don't know what the last move was, but yeah, so that's the thing. Biggest threats to my team, I want to say Jirachi. Definitely the biggest threat, plus Swellow and Terrakion. Those, and obviously Megaladios is always a threat. I don't have to point it out specifically, but I think I've prepped for that decently well. But Combat Jirachi, I have pretty much nothing for. That's the one thing the team I brought is still really weak to, like an offensive Combat Jirachi. That's a threat, or any kind of Combat Jirachi really. So that's something I need to work around. Swellow, I do not have a switch into outside of my P2 if I were to bring that. So yeah, that's a problem. And actually something else was giving me a hard time at mocks was Torkoal. So that's, yeah, I don't have a hard counter to Torkoal on my team. That's a bit unfortunate. Well, I guess no Rapid, I just need a hard counter because he gets Earth Power and shit, Rock Slide, all that stuff. So yeah, Torkoal gonna be the threat. If he's like Shell Smash and I lose to that, I'm gonna be happy, because if I lose to anything, it's gonna be Shell Smashing fucking Turtle. So let's get into the team that I built, that I hopefully still have open on Shoutout. Yeah, we're offline, who cares? So as you can see, the first one we're bringing is our newest transfer, MJ to Kurum. If you guys remember PPL Season 2, We had a Kyurem, it was called MJ, I brought it to 2 games, it got 1 kill, it was all great, it froze in the Zoomerl, good times, Season 2 never happened. So, we're bringing Choice Scarf Kyurem with pressure, of course, Ice Beam, Earth Power, Draco Meteor, and Shadow Ball with enough speed to outspeed a Scarf Crocodile, as well as obviously his entire team that isn't Scarf. So, Kyurem just kind of clicks Ice Beam against his team. He has Megaladios, Togekiss, Crook, Swallow, and Whimsicott who are weak to it, and then things like Gengar and Terrakion that don't want to take it. I have Earth Power for Jirachi mainly, also it's Torkoal, and Terrakion of course, and Draco Meteor is for things like Suicune and Keldeo, and just generally if I need a little bit more power then I'm clicking Draco. Shadow Ball is the filler move essentially, because it gives me a middle ground play for Megaladios Jirachi, so that's cool if he maybe has those 2 left, or if I in against Megaladios which is in range for Shadow Ball, he has Jirachi in the bag and just click Shadow Ball and be fine, and do damage to either one. I had like Outrage at some point here, but that was only for Calm Mind Megaladi, and I didn't think I would click it anyway. I was expecting to play around that differently, so yeah. Oh, also I should mention, I had 2 variations of the team before this one. First one was just me throwing things together that looked good and having a couple marks with it. Realized it didn't really work. Then my buddy Bird threw in the idea of Trick Room, and he built a team. Obviously I didn't use other people's teams, I can't, I don't know how other people do it, it seems stupid to me, but so I took the idea, built my own team, realized I'm the worst Trick Room player in history of anything ever, so why would I do that? So threw that on the winner, but in my mocks with that team, I got an idea which I used in this team, so I then went on to build a 3rd team, with opinions from Baby Eric and Trev, you know, kind of giving me, hey, should I run this or this, and they're like, probably this. I'm like, yeah, you're right. So that was basically that building process, and I started off with my 2 biggest win cons in my opinion, which is first up this Kyurem, which absolutely manhandles him if I play it correctly. If he's Fat Rachi, of course he can eat hits, but you know, we cross that bridge when we get to it, and if I can weaken Rachi, then we'll be fine. I think my team pressures Rachi a fair bit, and for some pressures, I don't have a counter, I just have things I can pressure. So, yeah, Kyurem is a pretty big win con late game. I can definitely see it coming down to me just spamming Ice Beam, unless he brings like a team of Rachi, Keldeo, Suicune, and Torkoal, and Licky, and then whatever else, but I don't think that's the team he's gonna bring, so, yeah. Next up we have, so you guys know I've used Manaphy a lot, and I'm pretty sick of using it actually. I've used it too much, but there's one set I never got to use. There's one set I talked to Murk about actually, my opponent, a while ago, around like season 3 of PPL I think, that I always want to use. I think he brought it at some point, and I really want to use it as well, and this is my opportunity because it actually has a fantastic matchup, and that is Slackberry and Dior Manaphy. Surf, Dazzling Gleam, Tailglow, and Dior. Max, just so I can outspeed Jirachi, or, you know, speed tie with it, if it's max speed, because again, offensive Rachi is a threat. So, I liked the matchup Manaphy has, which is, you know, the damage it can do with Tailglow, obviously, as his water resists are Whimsicott, Keldeo, Suicune, and Megaladi. So, Suicune I was gonna, you know, worry about later on the team, and everything else at +3 can die depending on sets and depending on yeah, what health they are at Megaladi mainly, and Whimsicott of course. So, but the issue with that is his team is really fast. He has only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things that Manaphy outspeeds. Everything else either speed ties or is faster. So I was like, Slackberry, because I only need 2 attacking moves essentially. And if I can get that off, I pretty much just win. This is such a phenomenal win con against him. I've been meaning to bring the set for ages. It's finally there, and I think that with how bulky Manaphy is, he can set up a tag on pretty much anything on his team, because his grass type is Whimsicott and he doesn't have an electric type, does he? No, he doesn't. So yeah, if he doesn't bring Whimsicott, I can pretty much just tag for free on anything, and on the following turn probably Endure on a fast mon like Gladi, Terrakion, that kind of thing, Keldeo, and then just sweep him hopefully late game. That's the plan. I need some chip on the Megaladios. I need a fair amount of chip on the Suicune, as well as Licky Licky. So, and I think, yeah, Togekiss, Rachi, needs some chip on those as well. So, but if that all happens, I think just straight wins, unless he's like Scarf Terrakion or something like that, which I don't think is the best spring against me. I think it's more of a setup week for Terrakion. Yeah, I don't see any Scarf that he would bring against me that's faster than Manaphy. I don't think Scarf Keldeo or Scarf Terrakion are the greatest springs against me. Obviously, I'm gonna have to scout for that, but did think and put in a lot of work, and I'm really excited for it. So after these two, I realized, okay, the main thing that stops both of them really effectively is Suicune and also Jirachi. So I kind of went with that thought and was like, okay, the next thing that does a ton of work to his team because he has a lot of fairy weaknesses or things that just don't want to take a Moonblast is Gardevoir. So Mirajan with the Choice Scarf. Trace I had synchronized on the initial set where it was like a Wish Protect variant, like a Spidef one, for things like Keldeo and whatnot, to shoot those hits. Wasn't the greatest set, it worked, but this set is much more effective. With Moonblast, Shadow Ball, Trick, and Healing Wish, with enough speed to outspeed his entire team. His fastest thing, of course, being Swallow. So, Moonblast I can spam pretty freely against teams only resist Arachi and Gengar, and Torkoal, of course. Torkoal still takes a good chunk from it unless he's like Spidef or Assault Vest, and the other two get hit by Shadow Ball. So, Trick allows me to trick the Suicune, which is something I really want to do because Suicune is really fucking annoying to my team, and I just want to get rid of that thing and have it not be annoying anymore. That's pretty much that. Healing Wish is there if I like fuck up with Manaphy. If Kyurem gets too low, I can Healing Wish them back up and be a happy camper. So yeah, that's that. And this thing, I can also trick the Jirachi, of course. If he's in the Z move Rachi, which I faced my mocks and went for a Z move, and I was like, hey, I can trick it, and I realized like I fucking can't. It's a Z move. I'm stupid. So that was a fun time in my mocks. Yeah. After I clicked it, was it wait a second, and then it was too late. So yeah, great times. Scarf Gardevoir gives me another check to his offensive threats, because again, his team is really fucking fast. I can check pretty much all of his big threats, barring Rachi. Well, I guess I can kind of check Rachi, but not too well. But I can trick that, and also have that not be a problem. I have to obviously check when I want to trick, because I also kind of want to trick Licky Licky if he brings that. So yeah. But yeah, Gardevoir allows me to deal with the things that these two struggle with to some extent, or weaken them for these two kids to clean up. So that's that. Next up, I needed something else in that with Suicune. I needed the fat thing, and that is of course going to be Tangrowth, Stevie Wonder, with Regen, Lefties, Giga Drain, Toxic, Leech Seed, and Earthquake. Mostly for the defensive with a little bit of Spidef, but I think that Spidef allows me to take 2 Life Up Hydro Pumps from Keldeo. I'm pretty sure that's what I EV'd it for. So yeah. Toxic and Leech Seed are pretty hot against this team. It allows me to not be complete setup fodder for Megaladi, because I don't think he's going to be Subcom Mind. I think he's going to be more offensive, if anything. Toxic is also just really spammable against this team, barring, of course, the Rachi and the Gengar. And Leech Seed as well, because the only grass type is Whimsicott, which might not want to switch in, honestly, because Sludge Bomb is an option I have. And yeah, so this thing deals with Terrakion, Crocodile, unless he's like Life Hope Sludge Bomb, but that's my set, he can bring that against me. Keldeo, it helps definitely, and Suicune. So it deals with all those threats. It kind of helps Whimsicott to some extent. It can't do anything to it, so Also Jirachi. So the thing just has a lot of purposes, and it's really good against this team. And I don't have anything else. Wait, I do have 2 moves that can miss, but it's not Power Whip, so hopefully I'm gonna be fine. He doesn't have many things that could freeze me, and I'm just gonna hope it's not gonna happen this week. That'd be kind of nice. So yeah, yeah, Toxic Leech Seed Tangrowth is pretty hot. So next up, this is the set that I got from the Trick Room idea. This helps me with Jirachi. This helps me with pretty much everything. The thing that Terrakion and Crocodile give me a secondary check to them. That is Nam the Mega Meta Gem, with of course match my Pure Power, Drain Punch, Ice Punch, Bulk Up, and Bullet Punch. Max HP, 200 attack, Adamant, 36 Spidef, and 20 in speed. Speed EVs are just there in case he wants to creep with anything. Also, if he's no speed Jirachi, I can of course outspeed that. And this investment allows me to take a Draco Meteor from a max special attack Mega Latios, sorry, guaranteed from full. There's no way he can kill me with Draco unless he fucking crits me, and he's not gonna fucking crit me. And then in return, Ice Punch kills him unless he's like very, very bulky. And if he's very, very bulky, then Bullet Punch has a chance to kill him afterwards. I'm pretty sure it just does kill him. So yeah, I should be fine there. And this thing is so good against the team. Rachi, I beat 1v1 unless he's a never-ending nightmare. Or he flinches me to death. That'd be unfortunate. Megaladios, I should be able to beat 1v1. Togekiss, I have Bullet Punch for it. If it's Scarf, so I can, you know, do that. Terrakion, I beat 1v1. Unless he's Supersonic Sky Strike. Crocodile, I beat 1v1. Keldeo, I can take a hit and get damage off. Don't beat 1v1. Oh, okay. That's just, but, yep. Thanks, Queen. My laptop was doing its thing again. So, I can potentially bulk up on the Suicune if I really feel like getting Scalp Burned. Probably won't. Licky I can set up on. And then I can take it from Swallow as well, unless he's physical, which I don't think he will. I have a Skarmory. Special is really good against my team. I have a Tangrowth as well, which eats one Brave, but I think. So, I think Special Swallow is a thing, and I can take a Boom Burst from that if he specs. Hurricane, of course, will kill me. But you know what? Who clicks Hurricane? I can take a hit from Whimsicott, and I can take hits from Torkoal. Obviously don't want to because he can burn me, but the thing has such a good matchup against him. Bulk Up allows me to just like eat hits. If I get up a Bulk Up, I just eat everything and I kill things. It's great. Drain Punch gives me recovery. Bull Punch for nice priority against things like Terrakion and Megaladi if those get a little scary. Also Scarf Togekiss because look at my team. If Kyurem goes down, Scarf Togekiss is a problem. So yeah, that's Mega Man. I'm really happy with that. And next up, and last but not least, we have Erigo D20 with Assault Vest, Regen, Hurricane, Knockoff, Heatwave, U-Turn, standard shit. This was because I was still a little weak to special attackers, mostly Keldeo and Gengar. Gengar I had nothing for. I didn't necessarily expect it just because I do have a Drapion and I like bringing Drapion against things like Gengar, and Murk knows that. So, you know, didn't fully expect it, but it was a threat that was still there. This also helps me a little bit with Calm Mind Rachi if it's like offensive without recovery. It helps me take hits from Megaladios. If that thing's toxic, I can switch and Torn, take a hit, and just go from there. It helps me with, you know, the aforementioned Togekiss a little bit. Emphasis on a little bit if it's Scarf, because I can take its hits and hopefully not get flinched and knock it off. That'd be cool. I also speed Terrakion, I speed Crocodile, I speed Keldeo, Gengar, I speed everything barring Swallow basically. So also at this point my team was pretty weak to like Specs Whimsicott, so this helps with that as well. Outspeeding and just eating hits. So yeah, that's team. This has been 18 minutes of team analysis. Holy fuck. I'm gonna pause it and then we'll get right into the goddamn game. Okay, so here we are at the game, and I completely forgot to mention this is a grudge match. It's a pretty fucking big grudge match, in case you guys don't know. Murk and I have played 3 times before, all of them in the GPC in Gen 6. I beat him the first time, I beat him the second time pretty badly, and then we met in the GPC finals, and I didn't win. I got tossed on my neck like crazy. So, I'm out here for revenge. I'm out here to make the fucking playoffs, because as I said, if I win, and win out the season, I'm guaranteed on playoffs, and there's nothing that can stop me. So, we're out here to win, boys. Let's see. Murk decided to bring Jirachi, Licky, Keldeo, Megaladios, Terrakion, and Crocodile. So, a little bit surprising to not see Suicune. A little bit surprising to see Crocodile. But it does make sense. Definitely. But Licky, definitely makes sense. It wasn't on my. I didn't see my mocks actually like at all. But it makes total sense because it's really annoying against my team. It really helps with a lot of my threats. So, makes total sense. No Togekiss makes me happy because I can't get flinched to shit. Gengar would have been a little annoying. Suicune would have been super annoying. And there's no Swallow, which means I don't have to pick a fodder every time that thing comes in. That's kind of nice. So yeah, I don't have to worry about Whimsicott and Torkoal. So, I'm pretty happy with what he brought, honestly. As weird as it might sound. So Murk knows, I would assume he knows that I like leading with my Tornty, and he has 2 pretty decent counter leads to that, Jirachi and Licky. So I'm going to expect one of those to lead, and I'm going to lead with my own Mega Metacham, and just immediately pressure his team. So I'm going to do that. lead off with Nam as he leads with Jirachi, and this is pretty nice with King Hunter. Shout out to Kendrick Lamar. I'm just gonna go for the Drain Punch, see what set he is because he can't kill me. He throws up a wish, scouting for what set I am, taking high jump kick. But that does a ton. So this tells me he's mixed offensive as he goes for the body slam. I'm just gonna go for the bulk up here because I was expecting him to actually protect because there's the option of me running high jump kick, and I would have obviously just killed him, but there was always the option of him just click and protect anyway because wish protect, so me clicking high jump kick was pretty risky. But I'm just gonna keep bulk up here as he goes for body slam, does not get the para. That's pretty hot, and now I can just knock him out with the drain, not knock him out, but he do a ton with drain punch and get back to full. After he goes for another body slam, still doesn't get the para, and drain punch is going to do a million to the thing. So on the following turn, I'm just going to keep spamming Drain Punch till the thing dies. He goes for the Iron Head, hoping to flinch me down to the range where he can live again. Flinches me once, makes sense. And on the following turn, he's going to go for another Iron Head. And he doesn't flinch me. So Mega Man Jump pulls the fuck through. And if he didn't flinch me once, I would be able to live anything from anything on his team. So, you can be glad that he isn't really unlucky. He's just pretty unlucky. So yeah. He brought Body Slam, Iron Head, Rachi, and that didn't work out for him because Mega Man Jump is a monster. So what this means is that Kyurem and God of War, as well as Mewnich, are all looking really, really good right now. Even Torn to some extent. So now I just need to get damage off on this thing that just came in, the Megalodios, as well as the Licky, and Mewnich just guaranteed wins, and there is nothing he can do because I don't expect Scarf Keldeo or Scarf to reckon. Obviously, I'm still gonna have to scout for them, but yeah. So he brings in his Megalodios, and I live any one hit, barring a Draco Meteor. So if he goes for Shadow Ball, the max roll is 81 point something %. I'm at 82, so I'm gonna fucking live that shit. So I'm just gonna stay in and go for Ice Punch, because there's a chance he might just go for the Shadow Ball, and I don't want to go into my God of War on that. So I'm just gonna go for the Ice Punch here. I hope that he just goes for the Shadow Ball and I live. However, he goes for the Draco Meteor and knocks me out. So Mega Medi goes down. Licky is going to be a little bit more annoying, but this is still fine. I don't need Medi to win. It would be nice, but I don't need it. So I'm going to God of War. Since he has -2, I'm just going to go for the safe Moonblast. Scout, what set this Licky is. Rachi was mixed offensive. This seems to be a little bit mixed offensive as well. So that's all good to know. I'm going to go to my Tangrowth because this thing can't touch me, since it seems to be a defensive variant, not like an offensive Fire Blast variant or something of the sort. I'm just going to drop a Toxic on the incoming Megalodios. If I Toxic Licky, then it's pretty much over, but Toxic on Megalodios is just as nice. So, this time I'm going to make the slightly offensive switch into my God of War, because I can take one Shadow Ball, but he goes for the Calm Mind, and that is sad times, yeah. So, I'm going to go my Torn T here because Torn T isn't essential, and if he goes for Shadow Ball, I can eat it up. I'm going to scout for the Shadow Ball here, but he has Thunderbolt, and that really hurts. So, that's unfortunate, but outspeed, I can just go for you and get some damage off and go back into my God of War. If he has Shadow Ball and clicks it now, well, tough luck, I get fucked. If he doesn't have it, well, I'm happy. He doesn't have it, he goes for Thunderbolt, and lives on 3%. So, the thing is pretty much dead, and as I said, Mewnich is looking so good right now. Go for the Moonblast on the incoming Licky. I kind of thought he might just sack his Megalodion, so I didn't want to trick. And I can trick the thing at any time, essentially, because this is the only switch, and everything else just straight up dies. Everything else is weak to Fairy. So, that was kind of a toss-up between tricking the thing or keeping God of War as a win con, and honestly, I want to keep it as a win con at this point because it killed everything. It's so good right now. So Licky is still the bastion that's just holding his team together. As he throws up a wish, I think I'm just gonna go for a Leech Seed here instead of a Toxic. Yeah, I'll go for Leech Seed in case he wants to pass again to Lottie or some shit. Not a good play, but I guess it kind of works. Whatever. As he's gonna Dragon Tail my my Tangrowth, and go into God of War. I get the Leech Seed back, which is nice. God of War still, let's get back to decent health. I can now switch into Lottie again. And I'm going to bring back out my Tangrowth. He goes for the return, gets a crit, does it as nothing. And I'm going to drop a Toxic again this turn. He doesn't have a wish in the air, so he can't just go into his Mega Lottie. And that's perfect. So I'm going to drop a Toxic here as he goes into his Keldeo. So Keldeo is the Tangrowth counter, it seems. And if you can't tell, he doesn't have much for Tangrowth on his team at all. Licky can do nothing to me. I beat it 1v1 very easily. Rachi's gone, wouldn't have beaten me anyways, unless, he paraflinched me to death, which was probably his plan. Keldeo, I can take a hit from it. Megaladios is pretty much dead. Terrakion on the counter, Crocodile on the counter. So, expecting Z moves on things, mini Terrakion at this point, so yeah. He brings in Keldeo, so this is like, oh, hey, he's gonna have like Life Orb, Focus Blast, and I have a okay chance of living that. Emphasis on okay, not great, but I want to scout his set. I don't have a switch in. I can't risk throwing in my God of War on like a potential Life Orb Hydro Pump if you want to predict that. And honestly, I forgot that this was one of his Z move users. I did not think about that because his Giga just got into the trade and I didn't think about that. So, my bad. But I can live anything else. So I'm just going to go for the Giga Drain. Since he's toxic, I'm not worried, honestly. So, I'm just going to go for Giga Drain. He goes for Calm Mind, and that's kind of scary. So I'm just going to go for Giga Drain, and I get a crit. So, this thing wouldn't have swept me. Obviously. It wasn't meant to. But, a crit means he cannot get damage off of my Tangrowth. I would have had to sack something at this point. Probably my Torn. Excuse me. Probably going to Torn on the following turn and then Hurricane it. As he was probably going to go for Focus Blast or something of the sort. Maybe Icy Wind. That would have been fine. And I can then, after Toxic damage and the Giga Drain damage, guaranteed just knock him out with my God of War. So, this thing obviously wouldn't have swept me. But it would have been a problem to my team. It would have weakened some things. It would have probably killed some things potentially. More than likely would have gotten at least one kill. So that's unfortunate. I just get a crit and that sucks. So now he's gonna bring in Terrakion. I'm like, okay, I'm the counter. You can do what you want. I can take a Z move. So I'm just gonna go for Giga Drain, get damage off from the thing, and he SDs. And this is the most telegraphed Z move in the history of competitive Pokemon. So I'm just gonna switch out, sack off my Torn T because at this point I don't need it. I had to pick a fodder. Obviously could have gone to my Gato, which quad resists, but honestly that might have just died. And also the option of him having a different Z move, not all out pummeling. He could have had Acid Downpour, which obviously would just obliterate like 4 God of Wars, maybe even the Axe Scissor one. To have to spin out. So he had those options. So I'm just gonna go into my Torn and sack that off. As you can see, he's gonna go for the Z move. He's gonna go for the all out pummeling. Even if he didn't go for a Z move there, I would have been fine with God of War. I think that I think that could have been a choke if he rock polished and had a Z move. But you know what? I still had. Yeah, I think. Yeah, that could have been a problem. If he rock polished there and was Z move Terrakion, I think I might have just lost there. But honestly, it didn't cross my mind. I didn't think that was the play he was gonna do anyway. Just because Tangrowth was sitting right there. So, yeah. This one I'm going to throw in my Kyurem and just click Ice Beam against this thing. I am a Scarf, so that thing is just going to drop. Terrakion goes down. At this point, the game is already over. The game was over as soon as Rachi went down, honestly, and then the crit on Keldeo just sealed it. So, I'm going to stay with Kyurem, just spam Ice Beam, and he gets frozen. So, yay. Yeah, I'm not going to be nice. I'm not going to let him thaw out, but he thaws out immediately, thankfully, so I don't have to, be super duper lucky. But I'm gonna switch out now and go into my Tangrowth and just drop a Toxic on the thing, because at this point that's how I beat it. He goes for return, thankfully not Wish, so he can't go into Megalovania, so there's no mind games or anything. I can just click Toxic for free, and that's the game right there. Game is over. The thing can't do anything. He's going to rank me out into Kyurem. I'm gonna click Ice Beam on this turn, just weakening the thing. It's annoying, the thing, so I want to get rid of it, and this is the one thing that's stopping me from just winning. So he's gonna go for the Wish, and I'm gonna throw my Manaphy now, Teglu up on the thing, and then win the game from there. If he Dragon Tails me out, whatever, I don't lose anything outside of like a few % of health. So yeah, he gets the Wish back, goes for the Protect on that turn as I predicted. So I'm gonna Teglu up as he just goes for return instead of the Dragon Tail. So that's spicy for me. I take no damage from that, and I'm just gonna knock him out with the Surf on the following turn, and then I win with Manaphy. So he's gonna bring in his Mega Latios, and I'm just gonna. Okay, this could be a little bit of a problematic play, if he wasn't toxic. So a toxic earlier was pretty big. If he were to roost up, whatever. Because again, he's toxic. I have 2 Scarfs that outspeed it and hits super effectively. So whatever happens, I'm fine. Might drop some differential, but regardless, I'm going to click Endure here, knowing that I can then guaranteed live a Draco. If he crits me, if he whatever, I live. and I then get my sha-leik berry, and I'll speed the crocodile even if it's scarf and I can kill it. So go for the endure, and he misses the Draco, and I don't get to show off my set properly. He's gonna die to toxic, and then he's gonna forfeit. So yeah, Murk was sad. Murk was very sad because he got hacked last week. Regardless, GG Murk. I enjoyed that. I'm sure he didn't. But honestly, barring the whole Jirachi deal, which wasn't hacked, which is me not getting unlucky, I don't think it mattered that much. Obviously, it changed differential. Obviously, the game would have gone different. Probably would have been like a 2-0 at best in my favor otherwise. But I think as soon as Jirachi went down, I had the game. I fully believe that. But there's also a thing that the hacks definitely put him on tilt, because Murk gets tilted pretty badly usually. So do I. So yeah. Hacks mattered in terms of differential. Very much, very obviously. There's nothing to be argued about. Could he have won without the hacks? Maybe, but I still think I had it in the game. I think I prepped really well, and as long as I played the game well, then I definitely think I had it. So yeah, as I said, we should check out Murk. He's still a great guy, good friend of mine, and yeah, playoff contender if I lose. So we win against Murk. We get revenge for the GPC finals, and we are moving on to playoffs slowly but surely. We're in a really good position now. We have still 3 games to go, which is 1 more than everyone else, barring our opponent Blake in the last week. Because we still have this catch-up game, I guess, from week 1. Yeah, sure, catch up. This is make-up game from week 1 where Joey forfeited to Gator. I took over for Joey. Blake took over for Gator. So we're like, you know what? We can just play it to week 13 and everything's fine. So, yeah, if I win out, I'm gonna make playoffs. And next week is the second step to doing that. We go up against Razor Wolf and his Chicago Bewares. And I'm excited because if I win, it's gonna be great. If I lose, I'm gonna be sad. But you know what? It's gonna happen. So, so this video is very long, but you know what? These things happen. Yeah. Thank you all for watching. Tell me what you think of the team, of the game, and if the hacks really changed the game. I could be wrong. I tend to be, but I think I'm right in this case. So, again, thank you all for watching. Make sure to leave a like, leave a comment, leave some nudes. Make sure to check out all the NPL links in the description below. I will appreciate all 4 of those, and hopefully see you guys next time. Goodbye.